Okay, so I'm bringing power to my RV. I don't want the RV right next to my house, so I'm putting a post in the ground by the RV close enough to where the cord will reach. So I need my wire, I need my PVC conduit, I need the trench from the house, the service on the side of my house to the post. I need PVC cutters, glue, a 2-pole breaker that will fit in my panel. 50 amp 2-pole breaker, NEMA 3 enclosure with a 50 amp receptacle in it. Okay, I'm using a handful of tools to do this, and 2 of them I really want to point out to you that are awesome and that you should invest in if you're going to be doing electrical work is the PVC cutters that I have. You can see in this photo here are Klein PVC cutters. They cut up to 2-inch conduit and it cuts so easy. You don't have to wrench down on it with both hands like you do the cheap PVC cutters. You could do it with one hand, super easy, and it releases easy as well. You're not fighting them the whole time. The other tool that I'm going to be using today is going to be this fiberglass fish tape, 125 foot you can get. This is Southwire. You can get it from Lowe's. It's non-conductive, and I'm going to use this to push through my conduit and pull my wire through my conduit from my panel to my new box. And this just happens to be the one I have today, but it's an awesome tool. It's fiberglass, it's non-conductive. I have a steel fish tape as well. Don't work on anything hot. Okay, so my wire is pulled, and now I'm going to wire up my receptacle outlet. You can see I got my terminals on the back here, 3 of which, actually all of them, are marked. I got ground here. I already have a little jumper wire here, bonding jumper, to land on my ground bar in the enclosure. But it's marked ground in writing on the back. White is marked. My neutral is going to be my white conductor, and then I have 2 hots, 120 volt wires, each of which are going to go on these X and Y terminals here. Very simple. Unscrew the screw, put the wire inside the terminal, and screw it down. My ground wire is ran. It is landed on the ground bar inside this enclosure. It is time to land the neutral and my 2 hots. Now, whichever wires you're not using, you can just bend them out of your way so you can work a little easier. I've already loosened up my screws, so all I got to do now is just slide the wire into the correct terminal and tighten it down. You want to make sure that you tighten it down enough and that it's not going to be loose. Loose connections create a lot of heat and lead to hazards such as fires. You can melt the outlet, and then you'll be buying a new box, and hopefully that would be the extent of it, but it could start a fire, and if it's close enough to your RV, that would be not cool. Okay, when you go to push your plate back in, you can see these notches up here, right here on the inside. There's one on both sides. If I pull this down a little bit, you can see the other one right here. You're just going to come in at an angle with your plate, top first, go behind those notches, see right here, it's going to catch, and that's what's going to keep the top of this plate back. And then when you push it in, you got a screw hole and a screw that's going to go right there, and that's all there is to it with the box here. Okay, so I have about 20 feet of extra wire sticking out of this conduit body here. I don't want to pull all that through this little nipple, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give myself a few feet, plenty to reach the furthest breaker in here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it